I was 17 years old when my parents sat me down in our living room and showed me the college fund they had been building for me since the day I was born. $80,342.17. My dad looked at me with these tired but proud eyes and said, "This is your future son. We saved every penny for this moment." My mom squeezed my hand so tight I thought she might never let go. I felt like the luckiest kid in the world. I had no idea that 6 months later, every cent of it would be gone. And it was not stolen. It was given away. To my brother. For his dream. Not mine. Before I get into what happened next, I want to know where you are watching this from. Drop your city, state, or country in the comments below. And if you have ever felt like you were not the favorite child, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to hear more real-life stories that do not sugarcoat the truth. Because what happened next changed everything between us. And I need to tell someone. Let me take you back so you understand how we got here. I grew up in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Middle-class family. Nothing fancy, nothing terrible. My dad, Richard, worked as a mechanical engineer at a manufacturing plant. Long hours, good benefits, steady paycheck. My mom, Martha, was a registered nurse at the local hospital. Night shifts, double shifts, whatever it took. They were good people, hard-working people, the kind who clipped coupons and bought store-brand cereal because name brand was $2 more. I have an older brother named Travis, 3 years older than me, and from the time we were kids, Travis was the golden child. Not in a subtle way either. It was obvious. When Travis wanted to learn guitar in middle school, my parents bought him a $700 Fender. When I asked to join the robotics club in 8th grade, I had to present a budget breakdown and explain why it was worth the $60 membership fee. When Travis got a C- in algebra, my parents hired him a tutor. When I got a B+ in chemistry, my dad told me I should have studied harder. Travis was charismatic. I will give him that. He could walk into a room and people would gravitate toward him. He told jokes. He played guitar at family gatherings. He had this easygoing smile that made adults think he was going places. Meanwhile, I was the quiet one, the nerdy one, the one who spent Friday nights building computers in the basement instead of going to parties. My parents used to say, "Travis is a people person. You are more technical." Like that explained everything. Like being technical meant I needed less support, less love, less of their money that they had been saving for 17 years. By the time I hit senior year of high school, I had a 3.9 GPA. I was captain of the robotics team. I had early acceptance to the University of Wisconsin-Madison for computer science. I was so proud. And that night, my parents called me into the living room. I thought they were going to congratulate me. And they did. But they also showed me something I had never seen before. A savings account in my name. $80,342.17. My dad pulled up the account on his laptop and turned the screen toward me. I stared at that number like it was a winning lottery ticket. Because in a way, it was. My dad explained that they had been putting money aside since I was born. $5 here, $20 there, tax refunds, overtime pay, birthday checks from grandparents. Every single cent had been funneled into this account. For me, for my education, for my future. "You are going to do great things, Wilbur," my mom said, and she pulled me into this hug that felt like it could hold back the entire world. I remember feeling this overwhelming sense of being seen, being valued. For once, I was not the backup plan. I was the priority. That was April. By October, the account was empty. It started about a month after that night. Travis had dropped out of community college the year before. He was 21 and still living at home, working part-time at a sporting goods store and spending most of his time playing video games in the basement. Then, one evening, he came upstairs with a binder. 47 pages, full color printed, charts and graphs and photos of coffee shops with exposed brick and Edison bulbs. "I have an idea," Travis announced at dinner. He did not ask if we had time to listen. He just started talking. And he talked for 2 straight hours. His idea was to open an artisan coffee roastery, combined with a live music venue. He used words like disrupting the market, and targeting millennials, and Instagram-worthy aesthetic. He showed us mock-ups of the logo, a projected profit and loss statement that looked professionally done, photos of the building he wanted to lease downtown. My parents were mesmerized. My dad kept nodding. My mom kept saying, "Oh, that is so creative, honey." I sat there pushing green beans around my plate, trying to ignore the sinking feeling in my stomach. This was Travis's money, I told myself, not mine. Whatever he wanted to do with his own savings was his business. Except Travis did not have savings. Travis had $1,700 in his checking account and a maxed-out credit card. "I just need $75,000 to get started," Travis said, like it was the most casual thing in the world. "Lease deposit equipment permits initial inventory marketing. I will pay it back in a year. 2 years max. This is a loan, not a handout." My parents looked at each other. That look. The one married people give each other when they are having a full conversation without saying a word. My stomach dropped. Travis kept talking about profit margins and customer acquisition costs, but I stopped listening. I was watching my parents, watching my dad nod slowly, watching my mom smile that soft, indulgent smile she only ever used with Travis. "Let us talk about this as a family," my dad finally said. But no one asked me anything. No one turned to me and said, "Wilbur, what do you think?" The conversation had already moved on to logistics. Where the shop would be located. What kind of music acts Travis would book. How quickly he thought he could turn a profit. By the end of dinner, Travis had a promise that they would seriously consider it. I went upstairs, lay on my bed, and stared at the ceiling. I could hear them downstairs, laughing. Travis's voice louder than the rest, full of excitement and energy. And I knew. I knew something bad was coming. 3 days later, my parents called me back into the living room. Same spot on the couch where they had shown me the college fund. Except this time the energy was different. They were not excited. They were calm. Too calm. The kind of calm people use when they have already made up their minds, and they are just informing you of the decision. "We have made a decision about Travis's business opportunity," my dad said. He did not look at me when he said it. He looked at the coffee table. My mom sat next to him, hands folded in her lap. She was not smiling anymore. "This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for your brother," my mom added. "He has a real vision, a real plan, and we believe in him." I already knew what they were going to say. I could feel it in my bones, but I still was not ready to hear it. "We are going to invest your college fund into Travis's business," my dad said. The words landed like a punch to the chest. Invest. Like it was some mutual decision. Like I had a stake in this. "Invest," I repeated. My voice sounded far away. "You mean give it to him?" "It is a loan, Wilbur," my mom said quickly. "Travis is going to pay it back. With interest. You will get every penny back and then some." I felt like I was underwater. Everything was muffled and slow. "But that is my college fund," I said. "I start in 4 months. I already accepted. I already signed up for classes." "You are smart," my dad said, and I hated the way he said it. Like being smart was some kind of consolation prize. "You will figure it out. Scholarships, student loans. You can get a part-time job. Plenty of kids do it." My mom leaned forward, trying to make eye contact. "Travis is not like you, sweetheart. He needs this chance. He needs this support. You have always been independent. You have always landed on your feet." I felt something crack inside me. "What about what you promised me?" I asked. My voice was shaking now. "What about the 17 years you spent saving that money? You said it was for my future." My dad's face hardened. "Do not be selfish, Wilbur. This is about family. Family supports each other." Then why does it feel like family only supports Travis? The words came out sharper than I meant them to, but I did not take them back. My dad stood up. That is enough. We have made our decision. Travis needs this opportunity, more than you need a free ride through college. A free ride. $80,000 they had saved for me since birth, and he called it a free ride. I looked past my parents and saw Travis standing in the doorway. He had been listening the whole time. He did not say anything, did not defend me, did not tell them to stop. He just stood there with this look on his face that I will never forget. Not guilt, not shame. Something closer to satisfaction. Like he had won. I got up and walked past him without a word. I went upstairs, closed my bedroom door, locked it, and cried for the first time in years. The next day, I called the financial aid office at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. I explained the situation as calmly as I could. The woman on the phone was kind but firm. It was too late to apply for full-ride scholarships. Those deadlines had passed months ago. But I qualified for a partial, merit-based scholarship. $15,000 per year. The rest, I would have to cover with loans. $35,000 in student loans. At 18 years old, before I had even taken my first college class, I was going to be in debt. I started applying for jobs immediately. By the time I moved into my dorm in August, I had 3. I worked mornings at the campus library, afternoons as a barista at a coffee shop 2 blocks from my dorm, and weekends driving for a rideshare app. I slept 4, sometimes 5 hours a night. I ate ramen and peanut butter sandwiches. I did not go to parties. I did not join clubs. I did not have time. Meanwhile, Travis opened Grind and Groove Coffee Roastery in downtown Green Bay. There was a grand opening. Balloons, a ribbon-cutting ceremony, a local news segment. My parents were there beaming. My mom posted about it on Facebook with the caption, "So proud of our entrepreneur son." There was no mention of where the money came from. No mention of me. I drove home once to see it. I do not know why. Maybe I needed to see what $80,000 looked like when it was not mine anymore. The place was beautiful, I will give Travis that. Exposed brick walls, vintage leather couches, a stage with professional lighting, a $15,000 espresso machine imported from Italy. Travis gave me a tour, like I was a potential investor. "This is what 80 grand looks like, baby bro," he said with this grin that made my stomach turn. I left after 10 minutes. I could not stand to be there any longer. For the first month, Travis posted constantly on social media. Photos of packed tables, videos of local bands playing, captions about living the dream and following your passion. But I noticed something. In every photo, there were only 8 or 10 people. For a venue that could hold 60, that was a bad sign. By month 2, Travis was complaining about overhead costs. Rent was higher than expected. The beans he wanted to use were more expensive than he had budgeted for. The musicians wanted to be paid more than he thought was fair. Month 3. My parents loaned him another $8,000, this time from their retirement savings. Month 4. Travis laid off 2 of his 3 employees. Month 5, the shop was only open 3 days a week. Month 6, it was closed. Permanently. The building went back on the market. The equipment was sold at auction. Travis moved back into my parents' house, and for the next 3 months he did not work. He played video games. He slept until noon. He ordered takeout on my parents' credit card. I came home for Thanksgiving. I had not been back since the grand opening. I walked in the door and saw Travis on the couch controller in handbag of chips on his lap. He looked up and said, "Hey man, long time." Like nothing had happened. Like he had not burned through my entire future in half a year. I sat down at the dinner table with my parents and asked the question I had been holding in for months. "What about paying back my college fund?" Travis dropped his fork. "Seriously, you are going to bring that up now?" I looked at him. Really looked at him. "Yeah, I am." You said it was a loan. You said you would pay it back. Travis stood up, face red. You think I wanted to fail. You think this is easy for me. I lost everything, Wilbur. You lost my everything, I said. My dad slammed his hand on the table. Wilbur, show some compassion. Your brother is going through a hard time. I turned to my dad. I am going through a hard time. I work 70 hours a week. I am drowning in debt. I have not had a full night of sleep in 6 months. My mom shook her head. That is different. You chose to go to college. Those words hung in the air like smoke. You chose to go to college. Like I had some other option. Like they had not stolen that choice from me. I chose, I said slowly. I chose you, gave away my money. You did not ask me. You did not consult me. You just took it and handed it to him. I stood up. I looked at all three of them. My parents, my brother, the people who were supposed to protect me, support me, love me. And I realized something in that moment. They were never going to apologize. They were never going to admit they were wrong. In their minds, they had done the right thing. Travis needed help, and I did not. That was the story they told themselves, and nothing I said was going to change it. You chose him over me. I said, my voice steady now. You always have. And now you are asking me to forgive that, to pretend it did not happen. My dad stood up, his face hard. If you are going to be ungrateful, you can leave. I looked at him for a long moment. Then I picked up my keys, walked out the front door, got in my car, and drove back to Madison. I did not come home for Christmas, or the next Thanksgiving, or the one after that. I cut contact with my family after that night. Not completely. I still sent short text messages on birthdays and major holidays. Happy birthday. Hope you are well. Nothing more. They would call sometimes, leave voicemails. My mom would cry and say she missed me. My dad would tell me I was being immature. Travis never called, not once. I was fine with that. I threw myself into school and work. I had nothing else. No family support, no safety net, just me. And I was determined to prove that I did not need them. I finished my degree in 4 years with a 3.87 GPA, top 10% of my class. During my junior year, I landed an internship at Epic Systems, a major healthcare software company in Verona, Wisconsin. I worked harder than anyone else in that internship program. I stayed late. I took on extra projects. I asked questions. I learned everything I could. When I graduated, Epic offered me a full-time position as a software developer. $72,000 a year. It felt like winning the lottery. I took that job, and I ran with it. Every paycheck I put 40% toward my student loans, 30% into savings, 30% for rent, food, and bills. I lived in a tiny studio apartment with a mattress on the floor and a desk I bought at a thrift store. I cooked every meal at home. I did not go out. I did not buy anything I did not absolutely need. 2 years later, I paid off $15,000 in loans. A recruiter reached out to me on a professional networking site, a bigger company in Chicago. They wanted someone with my skills. They offered me $95,000 a year. I took it. I moved to Chicago. I kept the same lifestyle. Small apartment, home-cooked meals, no luxuries. Just work, save, repeat. 4 years after college, I was a senior developer making $130,000. 6 years out, I switched to a tech startup that gave me equity. $165,000 plus stock options. By the time I turned 28, I had paid off every single penny of my student loans. I had $80,000 in savings, the exact amount my parents had given to Travis. I rebuilt it myself. From nothing. I also built a life. I had friends, real friends, people from work who invited me to dinner parties and game nights, people who saw me, who valued me. I started dating a woman named Sarah. She worked in tech too. She understood long hours and tight deadlines, and the grind of building something from scratch. She was kind. She listened. She did not come from money either. We understood each other. I had an apartment with 2 bedrooms and a view of Lake Michigan. I had a retirement account. I had a car that did not break down every other month. I had stability, peace, a life I was proud of. And I did it without them. Then one day, out of nowhere, my phone rang. I did not recognize the number, but the area code was Green Bay. I almost did not answer, but something made me pick up. Hello. There was a pause. Then a voice I had not heard in 7 years. Hey bro, long time. How have you been? Travis. My first instinct was to hang up, but I did not. I wanted to hear what he had to say. What do you want, Travis? He laughed, nervous, fake. Can I not just call my brother? I did not answer. The silence stretched. Finally he sighed. Okay, look. I am in a bit of a tough spot right now. I have been working a few different jobs, but nothing has really worked out. I am living with my girlfriend, and we are behind on rent. I just need a little help to get back on my feet. I knew what was coming. How much? I asked. 5,000, he said quickly. Just until I can get ahead. I will pay you back, I swear. I almost laughed. No. The word came out cold, flat, final. What? Travis sounded genuinely shocked. Come on, man. We are family. Family, I repeated. Where was family when I needed help? When I was working 3 jobs and sleeping 4 hours a night? Travis's voice shifted. Defensive now. That was different. Mom and Dad made that choice, not me. You took the money, I said. You did not say no. You did not offer to split it. You took $80,000 that was meant for me, and you burned through it in 6 months. And now you want me to give you more? Travis was quiet for a moment. Then his voice turned angry. I will pay you back this time. I promise. Like you paid back my college fund? I asked. He did not have an answer for that. Do not call me again, Travis. I hung up. 2 months later, my mom called. Travis told us you refused to help him. How could you? Wilbur, he is your brother. I took a breath, stayed calm. The same way you refused to help me. My mom's voice cracked. That is not fair. We did what we thought was best. For him, I said. Not for me. Never for me. My dad took the phone. Your brother is struggling. You make 6 figures. You can afford to help. And I got here by myself, I said. He can do the same. My dad started to argue, but I cut him off. I am not having this conversation. Do not call me about Travis again. I hung up, and I meant it. Travis called 3 more times over the next 6 months. Each time he asked for money. 3,000, 7,000, 2,000. Each time I said no. Each time he got angrier. He sent me a long text message calling me selfish, calling me cold, saying I had forgotten where I came from. I responded one last time. I typed it out carefully. I wanted him to understand. Travis, I am going to say this once. You got $80,000 of my future. You spent it in 6 months. I got nothing but debt and 3 jobs. I built my life from zero while you had every advantage handed to you. I do not owe you anything. Not a cent. Not my sympathy. Not my time. You want money? Go earn it like I did. Do not contact me again unless you are ready to apologize for what you took from me. And even then, I might not answer. I hit send. Then, I blocked his number. I limited my contact with my parents to text messages on birthdays and holidays. No phone calls. No visits. My mom complained to extended family. She told them I had become cold, distant, ungrateful. Some relatives reached out to me. A few of them knew the full story. They did not push. They understood. The ones who did not know, I did not bother explaining to. It was not worth the energy. I am 30 years old now. I work as a senior software engineer at a fintech company in Chicago. I make $180,000 a year, plus bonuses and equity. I live in a beautiful apartment overlooking the lake. I have a solid group of friends. I am still with Sarah. We have been together for 3 years now, and she is the most supportive, loving person I have ever known. She knows everything about my family. She has never once told me I should forgive them or reach out. She just holds space for me, lets me feel what I need to feel. I have $150,000 in investments. My retirement account is fully funded. I have no debt, not a single dollar. I travel when I want to. I buy things I need without checking my bank account first. I donate to scholarships for first-generation college students. I am living the life I was supposed to have, the life my parents' college fund was meant to give me. Except, I built it myself. People ask me sometimes if I regret cutting off my family, if I miss them. And the truth is, I do not. Not anymore. There was a time when I was angry. So angry, I could not sleep. I would lie awake at night, replaying that conversation in the living room, imagining all the things I should have said, all the ways I could have fought harder. I felt like I was not worth loving, like there was something fundamentally wrong with me that made me easy to discard. But then, I started therapy. I was 26. I found a therapist who specialized in family trauma, and she helped me see something I had not been able to see on my own. She said, "You cannot control how they treated you, but you can control how you move forward." That was the shift. I stopped waiting for an apology that was never going to come. I stopped hoping they would realize what they had done. I stopped giving them power over my peace. I learned how to forgive. Not because they deserved it, but because I needed to be free. Forgiveness does not mean letting them back into my life. It does not mean pretending it did not hurt. It means releasing the anger so it does not poison me anymore. It means accepting that they are never going to be the parents I needed them to be. And that is okay, because I found my own family. Sarah, my friends, my coworkers who have become like siblings, people who choose me, people who see my worth. I learned that family is not always blood. Family is the people who show up for you, who celebrate your wins and hold you through your losses, who do not keep score, who love you without conditions. And once I understood that, I realized I did not lose anything when I walked away from my parents and Travis. I gained everything. I gained myself. There are still hard days. Holidays can be tough. I see people posting photos with their families, and sometimes I feel that old ache. But then, I look around at the life I have built, and I remember that I did this. Me. No one handed it to me. No one gave me a shortcut. I earned every single piece of it. And that makes it mine in a way it never could have been if it had been given to me. Travis still lives with my parents. I heard that through a cousin. He is 33 now. Still has not held down a steady job. Still blaming the world for his failures. My parents still enable him. Still make excuses. Still believe that one day he is going to turn it around. Maybe he will. I do not know. And honestly, I do not care. That is not my problem anymore. I do not wish him harm. I do not wish any of them harm. I just wish them out of my life. And they are. I think about that night sometimes. The night they told me they were giving my college fund away. I think about the look on Travis's face. The way my dad called me selfish. The way my mom said I would figure it out. And I did figure it out. Just not in the way they thought I would. They thought I would struggle and come crawling back. They thought I would need them eventually. But I did not. I built a life so far beyond what they imagined for me that they would not even recognize it. The greatest revenge is not anger. It is not bitterness. It is building a life so good, so full, so completely yours that the people who hurt you become irrelevant. They become a footnote, a chapter you had to get through to become who you are now. And that is what they are to me. A chapter I closed, a lesson I learned, a pain that taught me I was always strong enough to stand on my own. Sometimes the people who were supposed to protect you become the ones you need protection from. And that is okay, because you will find your real family along the way. The ones who choose you, the ones who see your worth. And when you do, you will realize that losing them was the best thing that ever happened to you. Not because you hate them, but because it taught you that you were always strong enough to stand alone. So, here's my question for you. Have you ever had to walk away from family to protect your peace? Have you ever been the one who was not the favorite? And how did you deal with it? Drop your story in the comments. I would love to hear it. And if this story resonated with you, hit that like button. Subscribe for more real stories about real life. Share this with someone who needs to hear that it is okay to put yourself first. Thank you for listening. I hope you find your peace, whatever that looks like for you. Take care of yourself. You are worth it.